Hi, this is a short presentation orienting you to English 2010 online. I'm hoping that you're going to find the course to be interesting and challenging. So the first important concept of English 2010 is writing as a form of social action. I think if you think about the past, you can probably pretty easily identify some forms of writing or pieces of writing that caused social change or that performed an act in the social world. I think, particularly of documents like, say, the Emancipation Proclamation, which effected the freeing of slaves in slaveholding states, or Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail, which called to account the clergymen of the South and their defense of the status quo. Those are kind of monumental documents, but I think you could probably come up with some examples of forms of writing that also perform social action currently. For instance, signing petitions, or writing or responding to blog posts, or even, honestly, a Facebook post where you forward on an action that you hope your friends will follow through on. Those are all forms of writing that enact a kind of desire for social change, and even sometimes cause social change itself. Another key concept in the course is genre as tools for action. Genre, if you define genre, it's can be understood as a typified utterance. That means that it does similar kinds of actions over and over again in similar kinds of circumstances. So, for instance, if you think about the genre of the letter, a letter, its specific gesture is to call up a personal relationship between two people. A personal letter, you can easily see this, but even in a letter that is rather impersonal, such as a letter soliciting money or participation, the gesture of the letter is still the same. That is, it still seems to be a person calling on another person for his or her response. Now, if you were trying to do something else besides, call up the relationship between two people, and a more that sort of person-to-person kind of intimate conversation, you might choose a different genre. For instance, if you had a lot of information that you wanted to organize and show patterns, or show key concepts, you might choose another genre, an informational genre, such as the report. Depending on what you want to do, the genre you choose will suit that action. And in this class, you'll have an opportunity to learn about a number of genres and to write in several of them as well. Now, another key concept of the course is revision. Revision for putting polished work into a portfolio. Now, for this moment, I'm talking about the course portfolio, which also, as it turns out, will be the signature assignment that you will upload to your e-portfolio. Revision is key to this activity, because in this course you're going to have the chance to try a lot of different things, and some of those things may be not fully polished, and so you'll want definitely to revise for the final portfolio in order to show what you're capable of and what you've learned about the genre, and how you're able to take a piece of writing and use feedback to improve it. Here are some key actions that you can perform to be successful in the course. It's important because it's an online course for you to stay up to date. I find that online students sometimes are not realistic with themselves about what it means to be in an online course. Face-to-face courses, you're expected to show up, and if you don't show up, that's sort of understood as a lack of engagement with the course. So I want you to think about staying up to date as a kind of showing up for the course. When you are assigned to write a draft of a genre piece, try to write it fully. Try to even flesh out the points and add the evidence, and make all the moves that you want to make in the draft, even if you're not able to make them in a polished way. You're going to get feedback. You'll have the chance to revise. When you give feedback to your peers, try to be helpful. That doesn't mean you shouldn't praise your peers, but it does mean that you shouldn't stop with praise. As you're writing the pieces, do good research, more than a Google search. Learn how to use databases and an academic library. And finally, use the feedback you receive from me and your peers to improve your writing. This will show, more than almost anything, what you're capable of in English 2010.